Okay. Now, in the jazz idiom, it's very typical to take a song from the pop genre and improvise over the chord progression that's built into that pop song. So something like My Funny Valentine has a chord progression that everybody knows, and then after you introduce the theme, then you improvise it. Now, as an improviser, though, as a full picture, what I'd like to do with you here is not just improvise over the chord progression of the pop tune, but improvise the pop tune first, and then improvise over it. So, let's see. I'm going to just give you a short motive, and I'd like you to focus now. I know that once you've set up this composition, you can improvise all around it. But I want you to focus just on a 16-bar phrase, essentially, creating a melody that's going to become the improvised thing that you're going to improvise with, okay? And I'm going to give you a theme for you to do it, okay? And you can keep your accompaniment as simple or as complex as you want, but here's your theme. You know, I don't know your skill level at this point yet, so I just want you to do what you think you're comfortable with right now. If you want to just improvise a melody, you're welcome to. But if you can accompany yourself, that's good too. That's your theme. All right. Was that 16 measures? I don't know. Give or take a bar, yeah. Okay. Now, that was excellent. Excellent. Now, my question to you would be, now that you've set that up, do you think the chord progression is firm enough in your mind that you can now improvise it? All right. I'd like you to give us the tune again, and this time I'd like you to take a trip around the track, improvising over your chord progression. That's fine. All right. Now, one of the things that Evan did that really made this improvisation take shape for us is that he established a chord progression that we could follow. And he went into this B section where he went around, basically key is C major, and he went to set up a 2-5-1 progression that went into A minor, went to D7 and back around. Very clear chord progression. So once he had it placed out for us, then we could follow the improvisation when he improvised it. And one of the things that it's really easy to do, the more you get in improvisation, is that you feel like something that you already know isn't quite fancy enough. Does that make sense, what I'm saying to you? So you think, oh, that's clearly within his grasp that he could do it, and, well, I need to do something fancier. No, he laid down something that was very comfortable, so that when he began to improvise, he felt comfortable. So in other words, improvise within your playing level. Then you can sell it to us. We can believe it, and it feels very natural. Now, you've done this a little bit, so you're comfortable. You know, that's very comfortable for you. Someone else that hadn't improvised as much, that might have been a little too much for them, and they wouldn't have been able to put it across, but you really did it. Now, something for you to think about as you set up an improvisation like this is you might start thinking also about if you were going to create an introduction for this, what might you do? What might you do as an introduction, other than just the chord progression, so that you can work the motif into your introduction? Think about that. You think about the introduction, the motif. How might you work that motif into some sort of introductory material? Well, just show us music. Excellent. It wasn't exactly the motif that he's going to introduce, but did you see the pattern worked into it? See, Nelson Riddle taught us all that. Long before you were born. Go and study any jazz arrangement that he made for a singer and look and see what he does introducing the motivic material in a 4 or 8-bar introduction. Genius. It's all in there. And then when the singer comes in, you think, I feel like that makes sense. And you didn't even know it, but he already set it up somehow in the introduction, what you just did there. Now, the other thing that is really interesting to me about the way Evan is approaching improvisation, I don't know this for certain, but I think he played something that was very much within his stylistic, what you really enjoy. Is that true? Well, what I say is that you didn't try to improvise in a style that is uncomfortable to you. That you do when you're home. And in other words, it's at home that you say, I'd sure like to try to improvise something that sounds like the Nutcracker Suite. Anything. I'm not comfortable doing that in public yet, but I will try this at home. And then when I improvise in public, I do something that I know that I'm very comfortable with, stylistically. It's not unlike when you're going to play repertoire in a recital, you don't play something that is so far in front, that's pushing you to the point where you can't be comfortable playing it in public, and the audience feels uncomfortable because it's not within it's too far out on the edge. Same thing with improvisation. Some people, I just can't improvise in front of people. No, you're just trying to improvise beyond where your skill level is yet. You know? And I think what you're doing really well is you're working within. It's just the thing that's cool is that your comfort level, what you can do comfortably, is really neat. Fun to listen to. Thank you. I appreciate it. That will be one of my favorite questions in a workshop ever. He turns to me, is that 16 bars? He's worried he might have gone 18 bars and not passed. Yeah, that's great. Okay.